everyone. I'm Sunny.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Rox. And this is
Literature on the Rocks.
Hey.
Look at you. You were even jamming on that intro. You were dancing.
I almost gave myself a different name just because. I don't know why in the moment I was like, I should be like, oh, I am Rodney. I was like, Rodney. So random. I tried.
I'm Steve.
One day we should do each other's names.
Yeah. Do you know what? I mean, I know My Favorite Murder does that. They introduce each other.
Oh.
And I thought that's what we should do. But that would be really confusing because you're like, which one is that one? That one over there is Rachel. You can't see her.
This one is.
You'd just be like, I'm
The
Rachel.
next one to talk is, yeah. How is everyone doing? I don't have anything to talk about this time.
I don't either. My life has been slow and
Steady.
uneventful. Not bad. Just no big things.
I know. I'm trying to think. Oh, I guess. I mean, it's nothing exciting. It's very dull. I just got a jogging stroller.
Oh,
So that's exciting. Me and my daughter have been going. Well, I've been going for jogs. She's just being
Laying around.
Yeah, she's being lazy, taking in the sights as I do all the work. But it has been nice because I tried it once with her regular stroller, and that was sketch. Let me tell you, trying to
not the
roll
business.
over the bumps in the road
yes.
when you have these not rubber tires.
Yeah.
So many, or even just on a walk, I'll be walking and it'll get stuck. I'm like, oh shoot. Yeah, we've gone for a couple runs. She likes it because she gets out in the air. I like it because I don't like it actually, but it's good for me. So that's been nice. Hopefully work up to a longer run, but it's really hard to run while you push a stroller.
Yeah.
The angle is off. My form is all jacked. My back hurts at the end. Like, I really need to figure this out.
I'm not much of a runner. I've never been a runner, but yes, running or even just walking, like you said, it's like something about the angle of pushing the stroller. Well, you should strap it to your body and see how that.
Oh, God.
That's that. I have a hard time finding strollers because I want them to be at a certain height.
Yeah.
And I am taller, so
Yeah.
it's harder. I don't want to be pushing them at my hips. It's uncomfortable.
See, and I'm the opposite. I push at my chin.
And I'm somewhere in the middle. Oh, man. If that's not reminiscent of our friendship, I don't know what is. So it's been really, really nice to get out. We'll see if I can keep it up.
Yeah. I'm a hiker. That's what I like to do. And that was hard to do with a kid, obviously, a baby.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like now that my kid is getting a little bit older, maybe we could do some easier hikes.
Let's do the Santa Rosa, and you could strap.
Oh, yeah.
the
Strap her
armor.
to me.
Because there's like a cute little mile hike.
Yeah.
They could do that. My oldest did that when she was little.
We call them the stairs or the stairway to hell.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a trail of stairs. And my little guy has started doing the stairs by himself both ways.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
I feel
good.
like he'd be able
Yeah,
to.
he's got the mile.
Yeah.
No problem.
And I get to use him as an excuse if I need to slow down a little. Like, this guy, he's
Really
slowing me
weighing us down.
a little bit. We gotta take a break. Sorry, it's him, not me. It's waterfall season in California, and we can all go hiking somewhere cool.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Agreed.
I found this one in California. It's the rocks are so smooth that the waterfall is like a slide, and people slide down it. Doesn't that sound cool?
On their booty.
It does. It makes me nervous for the children.
Yeah, it's by LA.
Mount Baldy?
Yeah.
Oh.
Any waterfall we're gonna have to drive to. It's not
Isn't
just
there
a.
some in the...
There is, but it doesn't rain very often over here, so I don't think there's any water in it right now.
There would have, should have been. It just rained.
Not very much. How many inches? Was it even one?
Enough.
I don't want anything less than 7 inches.
Good point. Are you even paying attention
No.
to us?
Sorry. A phone call.
You were what?
I was getting a phone call.
It was a great joke. You really missed it.
Oh.
All right, let's get into this book
Okay.
so we can try our coagulated beverages.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Twisted Love. Let's talk about it.
By Ana Huang.
You got a author summary and a book summary for us? Rocks a million.
Okay, so we'll do author bio first. So Ana Huang is a USA Today International and #1 Amazon best-selling author, known for her emotionally intense and steamy contemporary romance novels. Best recognized for her Twisted series and King of Sin series, Anna captivates readers with her swoon-worthy heroes, strong heroines, and the perfect balance of angst, humor, and passion. Anna has mentioned that she writes steamy romances because it's a genre that allows her to explore themes of vulnerability, trust, and healing in a way that resonates with readers. She enjoys the freedom it offers to portray complex emotional and physical connections between her characters. For Anna, writing steamy romance isn't just about the physical aspect, but also about creating intense emotional connections that feel authentic, empowering, and healing. Which makes sense based on this book.
I get a little of the healing.
Yeah, she was
They
born
were definitely intense.
Oh, yeah, they were. She was born in Florida. She grew up with
them.
a deep love for books, often staying up late to immerse herself in different fictional worlds. She later pursued a degree in international relations, which is not at all related to books, a background that has influenced her storytelling by bringing depth, diversity, and cultural richness to her characters and plot. She's an introvert at heart. Anna enjoys spending her free time with a cup of coffee or bubble tea, binge watching Asian dramas, and exploring new places whenever she gets the chance. Known for engaging with fans on social media, she often shares insights into her writing process, upcoming projects, and humorous anecdotes from her daily life. Anna continues to write stories that make hearts race and emotions run high, cementing her place as a beloved voice in contemporary romance.
I want to say really quick, when you do these, I feel like it does change my opinions a little bit on
The book?
the book.
Really? Why?
Not drastically, but it definitely, let's talk about it when we're reviewing the book.
I will say, without opening up spoilers, I think it gives a broader perspective of the author, and you could see a little bit more how they drafted the story or how the story got made.
Or like where their what's the inspiration comes from and like how they choose to write the way they do.
Maybe a little bit. Yeah, I think it just opens up. Instead of it just being a story, you're...
Connected to the author now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Oh, good.
So book summary.
Book summary. So Twisted Love is a steamy and emotional contemporary romance that explores the complexities of love, trust, and healing. The story follows Ava Chen, a free-spirited and kind-hearted aspiring photographer with a painful past, and Alex Volkov, her brother's best friend. When circumstances bring them closer, Ava finds herself drawn to Alex's intensity despite his lack of emotional vulnerability. Alex, on the other hand, is determined to resist the warmth and light she brings into his world. But as their connection deepens, buried secrets and personal demons threaten to unravel everything. Set against a backdrop of passion and tension, Twisted Love is a gripping tale of a love that defies the odds, forcing both characters to confront their pasts and decide whether they can truly open their hearts to each other.
Okay, let's talk about this cocktail.
Yeah.
Mine needs a good stir. I'll start by saying, I don't know if I'm super excited to try it.
Yeah, me either.
I have been dreading it the whole time.
And
So-
my ice is melted. This is going to be...
Delicious.
They all look like swamp water. All right, let's talk about it.
All right.
Okay, tell us
So
about
we're
it.
so excited about today's cocktail. So we're calling today's cocktail For Smut's Sake, and it is 2 ounces of black cherry vodka, 1 ounce creme de cacao, ½ ounce absinthe, a ½ ounce grenadine, 1 ounce heavy cream, edible glitter, and a maraschino cherry for garnish. This is For Smut's Sake. Let's taste it. Cheers.
Cheers. Here we go. Oh my God.
It is White Russian-esque.
It is.
Yeah.
And it does taste like licorice.
Oh, mine doesn't taste like licorice.
I can understand though that
It has a note of it, yeah.
No, it's not strong, but it's there.
the black licorice. And
Yes.
That's not the best one.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go ham on that one.
I'm going to set that one out. That's got to be the worst drink we've made.
If you're into White Russians, I think you'd be into this.
I like a White Russian.
I don't think I've
I
ever
don't
had a
like
white
this
Russian.
purple Ukrainian. 2 thumbs down.
All right, well, let's get
It
into
is for fuck's sake. It is for smut's sake. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's a cup full of smut.
It tastes like it.
And
Definitely something.
gross.
Ew.
Okay, So, Twisted Love by Ana Huang. Let's get into these chumpies. The first chumpies we're going to do is chapters 1 through 7. It starts off with our main character, Ava Chen. She just got done with an engagement shoot for a client, and she is a photographer. She's going to school for photography, but she can't find a ride home. She lives adjacent to Thayer University, which is where she goes. She's stranded in a rainstorm, and she calls her older brother, Josh, to ask for a ride. He answers the phone, winded, and tells Ava someone's using his car to go get ice, so he can't go pick her up. Ava's surprised that her brother is not more worried about her situation, as he's been overprotective ever since the incident. So they allude to this incident that happened as a child. She nearly drowned. So she hints briefly that she has aquaphobia because of it, but then she hears a faint woman's moan. She's like, "Are you having sex right now?" And he's like, "Technically, no." What the actual F? When I read this, I was like, who answers the phone? In the
For
middle
their
of-
sister.
For their sister
Yeah.
in the middle of any sort of intimate act. I would be pissed if my brother was like, I want to throw up just thinking about it. Absolutely not okay. Just don't answer your phone.
No, let it go. Well, unless she called multiple times, but
Yeah. Well, and she does make a note that he says, "What's wrong? What do you need?" Because you don't call. Usually you text, and now you're calling. What's going on?
Oh, that's true.
So I guess there might be but stop doing what you're doing. There should
Yeah.
be no moaning happening anymore. It's so gross. So anyway, Josh quickly tells her that he will pick her up. Not he as in himself, but he just mentions, okay, he will pick you up. And so she's questioning, who is he? And he hangs up to get back to his very important
Activity.
exercise. Cardio. Yeah. So she's wondering who's going to pick her up, and Alex Volkov drives up in his little Aston Martin. She realizes it's Alex Volkov, and she is not happy to see him. He is a friend of Josh's, longtime friend, but he's not usually one
best
willing to do.
friend.
Yeah, they're best friends, but he's an angry little man.
I don't
picture him
he's
to be
little.
small.
No, I don't think he
he's
was
little,
small.
but he is angry. She gets in the car, and the drive back is filled with like strained and stilted dialogue. Ava begs him to stop because it's Josh is leaving. They're going to have this going away party, and she realizes she forgot to get his cake. So she wants him to stop to go get the cake. When they get there, he finally agrees. They kind of go back and forth to have this like banter, but their banter's not witty. It's just angry.
they're like fighting.
Yes.
Yes, they bicker.
Yes.
Yes, bicker.
Like an old
yeah.
married couple already.
Yes. So she's like, go pull over, whatever. He gets there and she goes to get out, and he doesn't let her get out of the car because her shirt is completely transparent. She's wearing a white shirt that is clinging to her because of the rain. And she also decided to wear a red lace bra under her white shirt.
This is very reminiscent of a college girl, like a young girl.
This is what she wants. She wants to be able to see the red bra cute underneath her shirt. Oh my God, it's raining. But she's appalled. Like, stop looking at me. You're looking at my boobs, whatever. You're looking at my chest. Alex basically claims that you couldn't be further from my type. So he gets out and goes and gets the cake. He won't let her get out.
Which I thought was very controlling of somebody who doesn't care about
Right,
you
yeah.
and what you look like. And you're not even my type, and you're my best friend's sister, but don't get out of the car.
You can't
people
look
are going to stare at you.
Yes, people are
you
gonna
know?
see you, yeah.
It was just very controlling from the start. Let her go do her thing.
I didn't take it as that.
I felt
I thought
very-
it was
Like
an
a
attempt
chivalry.
of chivalry,
Yeah.
but
It didn't
was
come out
not
well.
Great.
No, I think it was
No.
an attempt to, because of how her brother, his best friend, is very protective over her. And if he is charged with safely getting her from wet bus stop to the house, showing off her goods at a bakery is not part of that plan.
I guess.
Her
I
brother
didn't-
wasn't like, can you please make sure she's flaunting herself across town
I
on your ride
definitely
home?
didn't see it that way. In the moment reading it, I was like, ew, why are
Yeah.
you being so protective?
I didn't love it.
Yeah.
I didn't love it either.
Then they get back in the car, they're driving, and Alex surprises Ava by making some joke. It is a joke about, I think, a stick up his ass, but I don't remember
Oh, yeah.
exactly
And
what
she
the joke
comments
is.
about how, like, oh, he cracked a joke.
Yes,
Like,
and
but
she's
it's
like
uncommon.
shocked about it.
Yeah.
She's like, he joked, her jaw drops. Like, did you just make a joke? I didn't realize you had it in you. So then he drops Ava off at her house, which is right next door to Josh's place. The party is going on because they're at least a half an hour late, I think, at this point. Alex goes to the party, and she goes home, changes, and then goes to the party later. At the party, women are competing for Alex's attention. This is very much so a college party, right? Like,
Yes.
they are very much so. I'm young and just want the D. And also, I'm going to make out with my best friend if you don't give it to me. Isn't this hot? Right? Like, I'm like, I've been promiscuous promiscuous in my day. But I don't think I was like, make out with me, Rachel. Make out with me, Rox.
No.
I can't get this guy's attention. I know how. Let's put our boobs together.
No. I can confirm. No, that's never happened. But I also don't think we were that.
We weren't big party goers, really.
Well, if we did go out, it wasn't to get somebody's attention.
Right.
We were there to enjoy
naturally.
ourselves. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so it just happens when we go out.
Yes.
But we're not out there looking for it.
Yeah. Alex is at this party, and these two girls are talking to him, trying to get his attention. And he has these preferences that Heath is like, I don't want to be with you. Josh, on the other hand, is like, anything I could put my dick in. And
in fact, let's do that now upstairs while the party's happening.
Yes, exactly. Alex has these rules that not all women can live up to. You can't kiss him. No kisses. And
it's
you
super
can't
aggressive
look me in the
sex.
eye. It's like softcore BDSM, I feel like, is kind
It
of.
felt a little bit more.
When he was, I think he actually says, not quite BDSM, but on the verge.
Yeah, he doesn't have any emotion in it at all.
Yes, it's just a release, which I feel like is very Hook.
Yes.
I think it was kind of like that. But when I was reading, I even made a chapter like, is this like 50 Shades of Grey? Like, is this where we're headed with this?
Yeah.
He's got to sign a contract. I don't want you to kiss me. I don't want you to look me in the eyes. Right. And then afterwards, there can be no emotion. And as he's thinking this, like, these girls can't be that. There's only a select few women that I sleep with because of this. Ava kind of catches his attention. She's laughing. It draws Alex's gaze. It leads to his lengthy, disdainful approval of her personality because she's full of emotions and has his bleeding heart. I could never be with Ava because of it. No one was asking you to be with her, Alex.
Yeah.
How could I be with somebody that's so happy all the time?
Yeah. Eventually, Josh finds Alex and he's like, oh, I wanted to talk to you. Am I interrupting? And now the two girls are making out together, the two. So Josh like asks, oh, am I interrupting? No. So then he asks, I wanted to talk to you. I'm leaving for gap year. He's going to Central America to be a medical volunteer. And Josh just doesn't trust all of Ava's friends. Their names are Stella, Jules, and Bridget. And Ava's ex-boyfriend has been harassing her a lot lately too. And because Ava is just all love and just happiness.
And innocent.
Not confrontational.
Yes, he feels like she needs some sort of protection. So he asks Alex to protect her during this gap year while he's away. Josh lives next door to Ava. So despite the fact that Alex hates this idea, he does end up promising that he will. And he always commits to the promises he makes. So Alex then has a flashback of him standing in his living room covered in blood and staring down at 3 dead bodies. He gets a call, which kind of shakes him out of this flashback, and it's from his uncle, Ivan Volkov. It interrupts the memory, and Ivan asks whether Alex has completed their plan to get revenge on the man who destroyed their family. But Alex, not yet. It's coming. Alex's desire for vengeance has dominated his life, and he's determined to achieve this goal while protecting Ava as well. So Ava and her close friend Jules help Josh finish moving out of the rental house the next morning. Nothing remains when they get over there, like nothing remains but a single massive painting. And Ava asks if Josh is going to donate it. But Josh says something along the lines like, oh, he's going to leave it because he likes it. And Ava's kind of like, who? And then up drives Alex. And Ava's stunned to learn that Alex is taking over Josh's lease. She protests because she knows that Alex is going to be her, quote, babysitter. So 2 days have passed. And then wanting more cordial relationship with Alex, Ava's like, I'm going to try and extend an olive branch. So she bakes him some red velvet cookies. She takes it over to him. And when he opens the door, he's surprised by it. And then he thanks her, which surprises her. Like, did you just thank me? You're not nice. You wouldn't thank me for red velvet cookies. You're a horrible person. And then he invites her in, which surprises her even more. She goes inside and she realizes she's expecting to see a bunch of boxes and things, but there's nothing. There's no boxes. Everything's in its place and there's no personal items. She asks about photos and he insists that he doesn't need them because he has HSAM, an innate ability to remember every detail of his life.
Like different photographic detailed memory.
Different than a photographic memory. I don't think
not
so.
for his
no.
life, no.
No, but I mean, just in general, like if you didn't have a
if I could select which
background,
memories it happened, yeah. I feel like there's a little bit of trauma in all of us. If I could remember that traumatic stuff that happened in detail
like that,
No, I don't think I'd want to. And they do talk about how it's different from a photographic memory, but it's just basically a really, really good memory. Every detail he has to remember. She reflects on how different they are because she has no memory of her childhood. She's like the exact opposite. When she asks what Alex's memory is like, he tells her it feels like a movie. Sometimes it's a drama, sometimes a horror. He tells her to go home and to stay out of trouble. 2 weeks after Josh leaves, Alex is in Krav Maga training with the owner of the gym, Ralph. He's basically, besides Josh, he's one of Alex's only friends that he trusts. Ralph tells Alex that the gym is opening classes for beginners, which is new. It used to be for intermediates and advanced fighters, and Alex has been part of it for a long time, but now they're opening it up to beginners. Alex believes that Ava could benefit from it. So he thinks about her. He sends her a text about the Krav Maga class, and then he spars with Ralph for a little bit until the next class starts. And at the end, he checks his phone and realizes that Ava never responded, which is weird because she is a
avid texter.
So it kind of surprises him. He sends her another text. She doesn't respond. He eventually calls her. She doesn't answer. So now he's like pissed. I think he's like, she better be at home. And if she's not, if anyone's hurting her, they're gonna die. And so he's driving to her house. He gets to her house, and Jules, her friend, but is also her roommate, answers the door and is like, oh, she's out. And Jules thinks Alex is so hot. So she's trying to get him to, mow the yard without his shirt on all the time. And she's very flirty with him and he has no interest. So she's trying to kind of flirt with him and she's out. And eventually she tells him she's with a friend. And then he's like, she's not answering my phone. Doesn't that sound weird? And she's like, she could be having sex. And it kind of irks Alex a little bit. He basically threatens to ruin Jules' law internship unless she tells him where to go. And so she is like, fine, I'll tell you, but I have to go with you. So both of them go get in the car and drive to Owen's house. Alex gets to Owen's house. He knocks on the door. He calls them spectacles. Spectacles answers the door and is like, you can't go in there. He's like, I don't give an F. And he pushes him out of the way. He goes upstairs. He finds Ava clad in lingerie. He confiscates Owen's camera because he's telling her to delete these photos. She's like in some little skimpy little getup.
She's doing a boudoir photo shoot.
She's got a boudoir
they're
photo
supposed
shoot.
to be sexy and scandalous.
And she is. She's got her. He even says something about, it's different from, the smoky eyes and the hair that's wavy going down her back and all the skin that's showing. It's too much. And Owen is seeing it. And he's all upset.
Avert your eyes, Owen.
He makes a comment about how, this could ruin you if these photos were to get leaked. And Ava's like, I'm consenting to it. I'm saying it's okay. And no, Alex is not okay with it. He's like, you're deleting these photos. And he takes Owen's camera and just starts deleting the photos. Ava gets all upset. She's trying to tell him, this was hours of work. You're just deleting for no reason. He's like, I'm doing it anyways. You need to go change. We're leaving. And she threatens to leave the house dressed in the lingerie. But Alex basically one-ups her because he's not opposed to threaten friends and family and loved ones. So he one-ups her by telling her if she doesn't, he'll ruin Owen's career. Alex is this big-time businessman. He owns this huge company. He's got friends in high places.
He was like a boy genius. And
because he has this great, amazing memory.
And he's really good with the stocks and he made a shit ton of money. And even after he graduated high school, he has his own business that's
with his uncle. His uncle's the CEO.
He had to have his uncle start it because he was a minor.
Yeah, so they've built this very successful business together. So he basically threatens, I'm going to ruin Owen's career. And obviously Ava believes him because he has the power to do so. So she changes in the ride home. She's silent in anger. Ava and her best friends, they convene, which I love. They go to this little coffee shop and they have
like a debriefing.
Yes. And so Jules is telling the story about the boudoir photo incident. And she's exaggerating it and then he leaned over and threatened to kill Owen and his whole family. That did not happen. She's like, well, he was upset about it. Ava receives another text from her ex-boyfriend while she's sitting at the table from Liam. And she ignores it. She tries to get rid of it before anyone else sees it. And Jules stresses how angry Alex seemed, mentioning that Alex rarely shows emotion. He's not an emotional guy. So the fact that he was so pissed off really surprised her. Stella, who is a social media influencer, so she's taking photos of her coffee and posting them and all the things. But she has a theory that he is a psychopath. Ava defends Alex. She feels some sort of way about them talking about him like this and gets defensive. But then Jules comes up with the idea for Operation Emotion and suggests that they create a list of emotions for Ava, try and elicit more emotions from Alex. Bridget finds the whole thing much more entertaining than anything she's been up to. And we find out that she's a royal princess. Her best friend that she was a...
Yeah, she's a freaking royal princess.
She's like not for the crown. Her brother's next in line for crown or whatever, but she's got a bodyguard that follows them around. She's a royal princess. She was a roommate of theirs in college.
So if you guys want to pop out that you guys are royalty at any time or millionaires, a secret, whatever it is, holler at me.
I know you've been testing me and my loyalty, but now would be a good time.
Loyal, okay? I've been loyal for many years.
Several years.
I think the time has come.
Decades of loyalty here. So
I'm not that old.
Now
you're not more than 10
decades.
Okay, you're not more than 20.
Yeah, I'm only 20.
You have several decades under your belt.
Wow. I don't have several decades.
Several is more than 2.
Several is like way more. I have a few decades.
That's 2.
No, a couple is 2.
A few is 3.
Yes.
Oh, you're about to have several.
Ava reluctantly agrees to start phase 1 and 3. It's funny the way that it's written. It's like, she's adamant. This is so ridiculous. We're not going to do this. Right, Stella? And Stella's like, oh, yeah, maybe. And then Bridget's like, oh, I could see that it'd be entertaining. And she's like, we're definitely not doing it. Anyway, so we're going to start doing it in 3 days. So that night, Ava is awakened by a nightmare. She has these night terrors. Most of the time, they're similar. Of her drowning as a young child. Jules wakes up from the noise and she offers to stay up with her, but Ava convinces her to go back to bed. Ava doesn't sleep for the rest of the night. The next chapter starts with Alex ruthlessly firing some guy named Andres. He's the CEO of Grumman Enterprise. So while Andrew pleads, Alex hangs up on Andrew, unbothered that his company, the Archer Group, is taking over Grumman Enterprises and he doesn't need the CEO of Grumman Enterprises anymore. Alex also plans to fire his own assistant tomorrow for giving out his number so freely. He's pissed. She's horrible.
That's where we round out Chumpy 1, numeral dos, chapters 8 through 15. The first phase of Operation Emotion is to get Alex to feel sadness. Ava picks out 2 sad movies and knocks on his door. He answers but claims he's going on a date, and Ava's weak reasoning behind her movie night raised Alex's suspicions. He's like, oh, is something wrong with this bitch? She shouldn't be over here asking me to hang out and watch movies. So he cancels his date to spend the evening with Ava. So while Ava feels guilty, it pleases her. She's like, yeah, fuck that bitch. You want to stay here with me and watch these sad-ass movies. When Alex doesn't share a tear at all in the first movie, we call him Rocks.
Stone cold. Man, I love it.
Ava jokingly runs her hand around his back to check for a control panel. This is just so silly to me. And he grabs her, spins her around. She ends up like on his lap.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, what are you guys doing? What are we doing here? Anyways, they argue about optimism versus pessimism. And Alex starts calling her Sunshine. And they settle in to watch the second movie. And Alex smirks at the distance that Ava puts between them. Ava eventually falls asleep thinking about Alex's smile. Oh, because while she's on his lap, he starts like caressing the side of her boob. And she gets a little bothered and she's like worried that she's leaving a wet spot on his lap.
Oh, yes. It's so weird.
She really doesn't have that much going on if the side grace of a hand is doing that much for her.
She has you really turned on by Alex.
I guess.
Gross.
So she falls asleep thinking about Alex's smile while they're watching these sad movies. And it's raining outside. So instead of carrying her across the walkway to her house, he carries her upstairs to his bed. And he's trying not to stare at her body.
Because isn't she wearing like a cute little sundress or something?
I think she's a cute girl.
She's just a cute little girl.
Leaving wet spots on his lap. And
yeah. As he graces the side of her tit. So he lays her down in bed and he jumps into bed beside her. So while they're laying there, or he's laying there awake beside her, he recalls his memories of November 27th, 2013. It was his first Thanksgiving with the Chens. Suddenly, he's yanked out of his memory by the sound of Ava's screams. He's out of the bed with his gun in hand in seconds. However, he's realizing that Ava's just suffering a night terror. Knowing he can't wake her or restrain her, he waits for it to pass, feeling helpless. He continues to watch over her instead of falling asleep. Ava wakes up, cuddled to Alex with her hand in a compromising position. She's got her hand on his dick.
I was going to say, let's be real. This is compromising. And then she doesn't move it.
Like, oh, should I wake up now?
Should I open my eyes or pretend to
fall
stay asleep?
If you're normally asleep by yourself, how does your hand grope down? Like, what are you holding on to when you sleep normally?
It's over. It's over his sweats that he's
still
wearing. But still, he is hard and she is holding on for dear life.
It's a handlebar.
And then she like makes eye contact with him.
And he just is like, you need to remove your hand off my dick. And And she's like, oh my God. And defensive, she eyes the evidence of his physical arousal and exclaims that Alex isn't her type. And it's just so funny.
Yeah, it is. Except he's like, don't be too excited. It's just morning wood. Everyone gets it.
Yeah.
Okay, Alex, whatever.
They dissolve into witty banter, and Ava is confused by her arousal because she's like, I enjoy this, and I don't know why. Unable to douse the fantasies, she rushes home and takes a cold shower. At the pet shelter with Bridget later that day, Ava rehashes the morning with Alex, and the next phase of Operation Emotion is discussed.
So wait, she goes and volunteers at this shelter, and there's this bird that's at the shelter. I want the bird. It squawks, and apparently
Like a bird.
Yes, but it talks.
Odd.
It talks, and it says, but it's obviously had some interesting owners in the past. And one of the things it says is, "Oh yes, spank me, master." I need this bird.
So the next few phases of Operation Emotion are failures. They try to elicit disgust. She makes these foul cookies with asparagus, raisins, and garlic brittle. And is like, I'm trying a new recipe, try it. And he's like, eats it and then is stone-faced and just like, they're okay.
Well, I think he even
saw
asked
such
her,
a-
like, you baked this?
Because you made the red velvet cookies.
because the red velvet cookies were so good.
Yes. And she's like, yeah, it's a new recipe. And he's
I'm
like,
trying it out. And he's like,
and she's shocked that he actually eats the whole cookie.
yeah, because he's
Yeah.
trying to be
Yeah.
kind to her.
Yeah.
To elicit happiness, Ava attempts a picnic in the park, but it's ruined with dog peeing on
Yeah.
Alex's shoe.
What kind of shitty owner is that?
That's
Lets
what
their
I was
dog just
thinking this
pee on
whole
your shoe?
I'd
time.
be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
And it's not an off-leash park. Put your
Yeah.
fucking dogs on leashes, people.
And he's probably wearing some expensive shoes.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's a baller and
Yeah.
not on a
Shock
budget.
collar. Ava isn't able to think of anything Alex would fear, so she puts the project on hold. So it was disgust, happiness, and fear. And so she's like, we need to pause. Ava's prepared to call the experiment a failure when Jules insists on a fifth and final phase, jealousy. And while Ava and her friends are at the bar, they're interrupted by Liam, who is her stupid boyfriend, who is drunk and high and insists on speaking with her. And Ava agrees and follows him outside of the bar to
What a
talk to him.
dummy.
Don't do that.
Dumb.
But this is what her brother was afraid of. That's why he wanted Alex to protect her. Hey,
Yeah.
my sister's a little dumb.
she makes some
She'll
questionable
follow-
decisions.
Yeah, she makes questionable decisions. Yeah, that.
Yes. While they're outside, he's begging for another chance. She refuses, and he verbally starts attacking her. He ends the conversation, turns to leave, and he grabs and pulls her. When he refuses to let go, Ava knees him in the groin and hurries back to her friends, and she remains uneasy and looking over her shoulder the whole rest of the night. Alex is attending an alumni charity gala for Thayer University. Ava enters the gala and steals both his and his old classmate Colton's attention. They both make a beat like they're having a conversation, and they see her, and they both just stop talking to each other and start making their way across the room to Ava. Colton reaches her first because Alex's progress is cut short by his ex, Madeline Haas, who is the woman he canceled his date on when Ava showed up at the house with
I
movies.
wouldn't even say it's his ex. It's just the one of the women that he sleeps with that doesn't
It's
try to
consistently
kiss him and
right.
have emotions.
She follows the rules.
Yes.
Yes. Alex rejects her advances and jealously interrupts Ava's dance.
Oh,
with
because she's over
Colton.
there dancing with
He like
Colton.
looks
he
at
asks her to
Colton
dance.
like, I said it's my turn, or
Yeah.
I'm interrupting, and he's
So Ava claims that Alex doesn't know her at all and tests him with several questions, and he answers them all correctly. He pays attention.
yes.
Alex,
I mean, he has the memory of a genius. He should know all the details.
He doesn't even need to pay attention. He's
No.
just like, yeah, I
It's
know.
just there.
You're
Let
gonna
me
test
think
me?
back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't be so impressed by it. He remembers everything.
Alex demands that she go home, and she's like, forget that. I'm staying here at the gala, so enjoy. Throughout the night, Alex attempts to ignore Ava, but when she disappears, he heads out to check on her. As he's passing the coat room, he hears a commotion and finds Ava pinned against the wall by Liam. Liam is berating her again, calling her a whore. He's a shitty little man and deserves his ass being beat. Convinced Ava has been seeing Alex, Ava headbutts Liam seconds before Alex jumps in and lands several punches. And as Ava and Alex leave the gala, Alex demands that she tells him, like, what the fuck has been going on with Liam? Why did he think it was okay to be alone with you in a coat room and do that to you?
Yeah.
So Alex drives her home and he's furious. Ava is triggered and it unleashes a repressed memory. When she was 9 years old, her parents split and her father moved out with Josh. Ava's mother cries and shouts over the phone. She's playing by the lake, avoiding the water. When her mother comes outside, she doesn't see her mother. It says she smells her mother's perfume and then feels her mother push her into the lake. Ava survives only because because her father stops by to drop off papers just in time to witness the incident and save her.
And like pulls her out.
As soon as it's said that incident, I was like, that something feels wrong.
Yeah.
Well, there wasn't enough details to fully believe the story.
No,
She's
but
just getting, it's coming back to her, but it's like little clips
pieces,
of
yeah.
things. Yeah.
Back in the present, Alex and Ava stop at a diner. She opens up to Alex about the memories, and one thing she wants is love. She never got it from her parents or Liam, and Alex comforts her. She agrees to take Krav Maga lessons on the condition that he will allow her to photograph him.
Oh, yes.
So Alex agrees, and he meets Ava in the studio for their photography session. Ava's nervous. She had a sex dream about Alex the night before this photo shoot. And when Alex arrives, the room fills with tension.
And she's trying super hard to like professional. This is a business meeting.
Yeah.
I'm trying to have a photo shoot. Get it together. Be professional.
Yes.
Yes, but because of the sex dream, and now she's starting to open up to him and see him as a person rather than just her brother's friend, the attraction is just multiplying, and the tension between the two intensifies and peaks when Alex rubs his thumb against her breast once she admits to desiring him. Yeah, I want you. He's like, oh yeah, titty pop.
Such a random like thing to do.
Like
maybe he meant to just like brush her hair.
So him rubbing her titty elicits a moan from her. And then he withdraws and just shuts down like, oh, I crossed the line. They complete the photo session in silence, and he hurries out afterwards. But she's reviewing the last few photos, and one of the last ones shows him like an expression of desire, like as he's staring at her through the camera.
Yes.
And that's where we end chapter 15.
Okay, so we are on Chumpy number 3, chapters 16 to 26. Alex's uncle calls him, and over the phone he tells him that he will be achieving his vengeance within a few months. He has this plan supposedly that he's trying to orchestrate, and I think this whole stuff with Ava is so sort of slowing him down. So he's assuring his uncle, I haven't lost sight of the goal. It's just going to take me a few months to do it. And so after the call, Alex pulls out his burner laptop, which I didn't even know existed.
Laptop, yeah.
Let me just pull out this extra.
This out when I'm done.
Yeah, yes. And he starts some research on Liam Brooks, which is Ava's ex-boyfriend. After Liam assaulted Ava, Alex worked to have him fired and blacklisted, so he can't get a job anywhere now. He finds out that Liam is sort of hooked on drugs and has racked up several charges. Alex gets a notification that opens to a video of Ava and Madeline arguing beside a pool. He's aware that Ava can't swim, and he sees the video and sees that they're fighting, and she shoves Ava into the pool. Ava's sort of just floundering in the water. She's kind of losing her shit, and he feels awful. So he rushes to the house to go save her. After Stella drags Ava to a party at Madeline's house, she finds herself trapped in the pool room with Madeline. Ava recognizes Madeline as the woman she saw Alex talking to at the gala. Now, Madeline insults Ava by listing all the reasons that Ava is not Alex's type.
Yeah, she's a real McBitch.
Yeah,
She is.
She's just like adding to all of the issues that poor Ava is dealing with.
I mean, Ava holds her own in this moment.
She does.
It lies, but
So Madeline also reveals Alex's darker, unconventional sexual preferences.
you can't hang.
Yeah, because he has all these crazy
He's way too rough and
preferences,
tumble for you.
and you're not going to be able to handle it.
You're too precious.
Yes. Ava's pissed off about it. She pushes back, that kind of stretching the truth about what she's able to handle in bed. And Madeline kind of gets pissed off, like, you can't handle it, and I'm not okay with it. And she pushes Ava into the pool, and Ava sinks, and she's convinced she's going to die. Her aquaphobia is really taking over right here.
Yeah, she just freezes in the water.
And once Alex gets there, the party's like just about ending. Alex threatens to destroy Madeline's father's company if she ever comes near him or Ava again, which is so crazy that anytime anyone wrongs him, he's like, I'm just going to destroy your life because I have so much money to do it. So just leave us alone.
Yeah.
Imagine having that much money.
That much power. I don't even know if it's necessarily money. I mean,
It's a combination.
And he's like 26. So he's not like this well-established man. He's a young gentleman, and he's just taking over people's lives.
I would love that for me. I'd love that for me.
I would love that for you too.
Thanks.
He finds Ava and apologizes to her, and Ava asks Alex if he would teach her how to swim, which is such a moment of vulnerability. She knows that she needs it, and she really wants to get over it, and now she's leaning towards Alex to kind of help her through that, and they're starting to form this bond. Throughout the next few weeks, Alex helps Ava to overcome her phobia of water. They start off really slow, and then are building up to her like getting in the water. She's been having fantasies about Alex ever since her fight with Madeline, and Ava finds herself intrigued by the thought of Alex's unconventional sexual preferences.
She says he doesn't make face-to-face contact. He won't look you,
Won't let you kiss him.
but he'll take you from behind. He'll choke you, whatever, and you can't handle that.
And it's very rough and impersonal.
She's like, you know what I can take.
You don't know anything about me.
Yeah.
So Ava decides to throw Alex a surprise birthday party at Ralph's house. They talk about how he never really had a birthday. And
This
so,
was his first party since his family was murdered.
Yes.
Nobody's
but-
ever thrown him a birthday party.
His mom made a big deal.
Yeah,
They'd
yes.
run and wake him up and give him breakfast in bed.
and do all these things for him, and he hasn't had any of that since his family passed away.
Yeah.
So Alex is shocked, but relaxes throughout the night. He's kind of uptight at first, and then he sort of loosens up. Following the party, Alex and Ava wash the dishes. Alex admits that this is his first party since his parents died. He tells Ava that a business rival of his father's hired a hitman to murder his family. Ava and Alex share a heated kiss in the kitchen. Even amongst all of this awful stuff that he's telling her, they kind of still get together and find a way to kiss, but Alex breaks it off and calls the kiss a one-time mistake. And she's sort of hurt by that because he actually gave in to his desires and she's giving in, knowing that this is not okay and they shouldn't be doing it.
Every time he makes a comment about her not being the type or we can't do this or any sort of, I mean, I guess any woman doesn't want
Yeah, to be rejected.
Yeah.
For that to be the reason. Not that I don't want you, but it's just not happening because
Yeah.
of all these external things.
And I'm not going to keep pressing for it if you keep pushing me away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm done.
Yes.
Toodaloo.
After the party, Ava's feelings are really hurt and they had a swimming lesson that they were going to do and she cancels it just to avoid him.
Yeah.
Alex shows up at her workplace because he's like, you're avoiding me and you're not answering my calls or my texts. The place is called McCann Gallery. He buys a $40,000 piece from the gallery, giving her a sizable commission and instructs her to meet him this weekend at the Z Hotel for her next swimming lesson.
He
And-
brings her a cell phone and it was like, here, clearly yours is broken.
Yes.
Here's a new phone.
which feels very 50 Shades of Grey. So Ava stands near the Z Hotel pool attempting to calm her panic because this is the time now she's gonna actually fully get in the water. She's freaking out. She enters with Alex's help, but when she dips her head under the water, she's back to envisioning her drowning incident. She blacks out and Alex carries her from the pool. Ava leans into his warmth and bravely asks him to kiss her. Ava admits that she knows what he prefers during sex and that she wants the same things. His eyebrows go up and he's like, okay. Alex rises and tells Ava to follow him. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna happen.
And then there's a whole lot of sex.
In the penthouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ava and Alex reserve the penthouse suite at the hotel, which is so nice. Like, oh, let me just get a penthouse room. We could do our deed here. So their intimacy is not sweet or innocent, but rather ravenous and possessive. Afterwards, Alex brushes his lips against hers. Ava reminds him of his no kissing rules, and Alex sees no reason to enforce those rules with Ava, which is so sweet.
Oh, he wants to kiss her.
So cute.
After he just choked her out on the bed. So sweet.
She's got bruises. She's all
Yeah.
like tormented.
She's tore up.
She's exhausted because they had a long weekend in the penthouse. There was no sleeping happening and lots
Can't
of
walk
passionate.
straight.
She looks like she's been riding a bull all weekend. But she feels powerful. Like it just like invigorates her and gives her life. And just as she begins to drift off to sleep, she feels Alex's arm draped over her waist. Ava sleeps free from night terrors for the first time in a really long time. She finally feels safe and like
He
at
bangs
home.
the fear out of her.
That's all she needed this whole time.
She just needed a good dicking.
Ava and Alex spend the rest of the weekend in the Z Hotel penthouse. She's enjoying her time with Alex, and Alex brings out the dark, depraved side of her. Oh, because she's like really getting into the
Yeah, she is.
into
Yeah, and
the
he's calling her
naughtiness.
a little whore.
He like answers a work call in the middle of their moment, and he gets up and walks away. And then she comes over and starts like doing her thing on him. And he's like looking at her like I'm on this call. So then he just mutes it and keeps going. And then every now and again, he like unmutes to answer a question and then goes back.
And he's like, don't make a sound or you're going to get it.
Yes. Ooh, this is so scandalous.
I could never.
I was clutching my pearls the whole time.
My word.
As the weekend ends, Ava asks Alex what they are to each other. Alex tells her that they can be whatever she wants to be. So they decide to start dating.
He came to that conclusion like, yeah, whatever you want,
Yeah.
baby girl. It's no big
Whatever
deal.
you want to call me.
You want
You
the
can call me
things-
the dick man. You can call me your boyfriend. Whatever you like, girlfriend.
You have my
dick man.
You have my whole heart now. So Ava informs her friends about her new relationship with Alex, but dreads telling Josh in person. So Ava visits her father, Michael, for his birthday, but their interactions are strained. I mean, they never really had that good of a relationship, and she is kind of fulfilling like a daughterly duty, right? I'm going to go celebrate my dad's birthday. Hopefully he doesn't
And Josh
ask
isn't
too many
there to, like,
questions.
buffer.
Be
Be the buffer.
But Ava analyzes her relationship with her father while she's there. She feels like her relationship with her dad is in trouble. As they eat cake, Ava looks up and sees a fearful, hateful expression across Michael's face as he looks at her. Ava and her friends go to the Fall Fest. Bridget's bodyguard, her royal bodyguard, is on paternity leave. How dare he have children while he's guarding the princess? And a new person has taken his place. Reese Larson. He is overprotective and begrudgingly lets the girls attend the festival.
He's like, there's too many people, too many exits. Like, there's just too much going on. Can't keep you safe. Not a good choice.
So then Alex appears by surprise at the festival, and this is their first outing as a couple. Alex cuts himself on the booth. Ava takes him to the health center. Oh yeah, there. He cuts himself, and she's like, "Oh my God, we need to take care of this. Like, let's go to the nurse's station." They go into the bathroom and they shut the door, and she's like trying to like stitch him up or do whatever, like put on Band-Aids, and it gets real hot and heavy. And
every touch just lights him on fire.
yes,
he needs to take her.
He's had her once, and now he can't live without
He's had her
having
a whole
her
weekend.
again. And Alex confiscates her underwear and doesn't allow her to clean up, which is so gross.
Disgusting.
Yeah,
Let me
he was
do
like,
my-
I want you to feel me dripping down
Ew.
between your legs.
Then they return to her friends, and she invites Alex to spend Thanksgiving with her and Michael, which is also
That's a big move.
It's a big move because she doesn't want her dad to know that they're dating, but also doesn't want to go to Thanksgiving without her brother.
Yeah.
So she's like, maybe you'll just come with me.
But
and
he
it will help."
always goes to Thanksgiving with them.
So it's not weird.
No, it's not weird, but her
Immediately
brother's not
weird,
there.
yeah.
So there's only one dynamic that her dad's going to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're hot and lust for each other right now. Their eyes are
they
sparkling.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's not the only thing that's sparkling. You should check her thigh.
Ew, gross.
So chapters 27 through 35 is the next chumpy. Thanksgiving is super awkward.
Yeah, it is.
It's like they attempt to keep the relationship from Michael, but at one point Michael walks out, and then when he comes back, they have to get it together because they were just all feeling up on each other. So that night, Ava has a dream she's being strangled. They have to sleep in separate rooms because they're trying to keep this relationship from Michael, the dad. But Ava has a dream she's being strangled, but she's convinced it's a memory. They seem to be way more intense, these dreams, when she's at home. In the morning, Ava visits the lake behind the house. While she's there, she starts remembering a few more things, and she remembers seeing a gold signet ring when she was pushed into the lake. So she remembers smelling her mom's perfume, but as she goes to turn to look, she remembers seeing a gold ring, which is Michael's ring. It's a signet ring. As she's standing at the lake remembering, she starts to scream at the revelation, and her father was the one who pushed her into the water when she was 5. And Alex wakes up from because he doesn't sleep. So he wakes up and runs, to go save her, and then finds her safe, but she's obviously traumatized. And she talks about, she like hides it to say, oh, I just got scared of the water. It's my aquaphobia again. But later, she dramatically reveals the truth of her repressed memory to Alex while they're together after they've left for the holiday. She relives another repressed memory as well. At 9, she wrote an essay for school about her dad being her most admired person because he's the hero that saved her from the lake. And his reaction is to try to suffocate her with a pillow.
Yes.
Insane.
Then you start to think like, I don't think that her memories coming back are that like her last moment of it was
You don't
my dad.
question it, right? Like I feel like the whole book you're kind of going, I think this is a memory, not just a dream. And then she remembers her dad, and her dad's a dick the whole book. So you're not surprised by it. You're like, yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
The next week, Alex and Ava schedule a meeting with Michael. Alex sends a car to go pick up Michael. They go to his office, and Alex gives Ava time alone because she requests to just be alone with her dad. She needs a moment. For even though Alex already knows the story because she shared it with him, it feels too intimate. Like, I just want to have this moment with my dad. But then he tries to gaslight her.
Well, because she's confronting him about the memory.
Yes. And he's like, you didn't have a teacher with that name. You never wrote that story. What are you talking about? And eventually, because Alex was not in the room, he comes in. Clearly it's mic'd and he's listening. So Alex walks in and starts defending and protecting her. He's like, I already did research. She does have a teacher. In fact, that teacher went and said that she noticed bruises on Ava's body the next day, and you chalked it up to a fall or something. There's this whole story that backs everything that she's talking about.
Yeah.
So why don't you stop pretending like this isn't real? We've got you. Just admit to it.
Because they're meeting at Alex's work.
Yeah.
Yes.
In like a conference room.
Yeah.
So he has access to
Yeah.
all of the info, and he's been eavesdropping the whole time.
He's listening. That's the whole conference room is mic'd. Michael admits to drowning and suffocating Ava. He framed Ava's mother. He wanted to frame her for drug addiction. And then he saw this as an opportunity. He doesn't care for Ava because she's not his biological child, but Ava and Josh were a package deal. So in order to get custody of Josh and not lose face for the whole world to know that Ava's an illegitimate child.
Oh, yeah. There was
Because Josh is his.
Josh is actually his.
But it was a whole pride thing. Like, I can't let the world know that my wife cheated on me.
Yes. And so he frames her for trying to kill Ava, and he jumps in and saves her. So they recorded the whole interaction of him confessing all of these things. Oh, and I think he talks about, like, I just got so angry looking at you. You look like a carbon copy of your mother, and I wanted you gone, and so I suffocated you. But then Josh walked in, and so he had to stop, and then you, like an idiot, just forgot and the trauma, and I had to pretend to be a good dad, so I got you these bullshit therapists that didn't know what they were talking about, and then I fired them, and at least I looked good on the outside while your mom was a killer, potentially.
Yeah.
And then she overdosed, making it way easier for him. But because he had done that and got away with it once, he didn't feel comfortable with trying to get rid of her again. He just lived with her. After he admits all this, we find out that the whole thing is being recorded. The FBI comes into the conference room and starts putting him under arrest. And Michael's like, what about Josh? Josh is never going to believe you or any of this that happened. And then Josh walks in and he's like, I think I'm going to believe him. I'm here listening to your whole bullshit story. He was notified days prior that this was something that they were going to do. So he showed up for a family emergency, and then he ends up punching Michael, and they leave. And Ava and Josh talk about Michael a little bit before they even talk about what's going on with Alex. But one of the things he talks about is that guy didn't love me. People like that don't love. He just wanted me he saw me being able to take on his legacy. And that's what he cared about more so than loved me. Mm-hmm. And then they talk about Alex and Ava and why they're together. And Josh is not happy. Ava starts defending their relationship and talking about all the things about him. And it comes out that Ava loves him. So later that day, Ava stays home for a spa day with her friends. Alex stops by with red velvet cupcakes, and Ava thanks him and tells him that she loves him. After her friends leave, she's like, I have to tell you something. I love you. And his reply is
just like that.
I love you. And his reply is, you are the light to my dark. Without you, I'm lost. And Ava notes, like, that's really sweet. But also, you
didn't say
I love you back. Yeah, so she kind of notes it. But also, I feel like being in that situation, you could think, okay, he's just not ready yet. And that's okay. I know how I feel. He just doesn't know yet.
Yeah.
It's only been a few months. It hasn't been like a long time.
No, it's been not very long at all. Alex visits his uncle's house, and when he gets there, Ivan is drinking green tea, which he's obsessively drinks. His uncle is very paranoid. He's got all kinds of protection. He's just a paranoid man, and that's something that they know, that he's gotten more and more paranoid as time has gone on. And he makes comments like, people who are closest to you are the ones who are most likely to stab you in the back. And so he's very paranoid of everything, including even a little bit of Alex. So they discuss Alex's plan for vengeance, though, and Alex feels guilty when thinking about how Ava will react when she learns what Alex has done and what he's capable of. Ivan kind of gives Alex a hard time for letting Ava distract him. He says he learned about Ava from Alex's assistant, and this makes Alex suspicious because why would his uncle be keeping tabs on him? This new assistant's great. So he makes a comment about how, well, I'm the CEO. I didn't really give her much of a choice. And Alex is kind of like, well, why are you putting that kind of pressure on my assistant? Why are you digging into me and looking into me so much? So this makes Alex super suspicious, and his uncle leaves and he sticks around. They're playing a game of chess. And in his uncle's absence, Alex starts searching the house. He finds hidden papers in the wall of the library. There's like two
I pictured
outlets.
it like, I was gonna say like an outlet, right?
And he gets one of the outlets out. It's fake. There's papers folded up in there. He opens it. He reads it. He realizes that he recognizes the handwriting, and then he hides it up, puts it back in his pocket because his uncle's coming back up. So up until this point, Alex's planned vengeance has been directed to Michael Chen because Michael Chen was the business competitor that he thought killed his parents.
Which is crazy. You start learning he only became friends with Josh as a plot to kill Michael.
He starts telling him all that story when they have her.
And he does nothing but the long game. That was a very
super long game.
Super
Very long
planned
game,
out. I'm going to hurt you from all angles.
So finding these papers, he kind of changes his motives. The letters that Ivan was sending are love letters to his mother. And when she rejected him, he had the family murdered. Which is crazy too.
Yeah, it was the uncle. What the hell?
But the dad cut off communication. The mom kept say no, say no, say no. And Uncle Ivan was pissed, and they even changed their last name. They weren't Volkov to begin with. They were something else so that Michael Chen wouldn't know. Alex is uncharacteristically late that day to meet Ava. Actually, I think it's like a week after she has said, I love you. They haven't talked for a week, and he is a half an hour late so far. Then she sees some friend, and he's like, oh, come and take our photos for this engagement shoot. And she's talking to him when Alex finally shows up, and he gets all upset about it. Like, why are you getting my girlfriend's number? And he's like, what? And she's like, he's a client, and thank you, goodbye. And so she's already upset. But she's like, I'm trying to have a good moment. So we haven't talked to each other for a whole week. Like, I haven't spent time with you. Let's just enjoy this moment. And by the way, I got accepted into WYP program, which is this esteemed photography program. Her dream one is overseas, but she still has this aquaphobia. So she's like, I can go to New York and still get this really great opportunity to work with some great people. When Alex had showed up, he kind of claimed that his phone died, which is why he didn't
tell her he was running late,
text her or anything. And then all of a sudden his phone goes off, and she's like,
what the hell?
Yeah, we're midway through the meal, your phone is going off. Why don't you tell me the real reason? Yeah. Right. She's like, why don't you tell me the real reason why you didn't text me? And he's like, I charged it on the way, and she could tell he's lying. So Ava loses her appetite and ditches Alex at the restaurant, super upset. Alex follows her to make sure she makes it home safely, but doesn't actually do anything to try and mend the relationship. He drives to a secret house in Washington, D.C., where he starts doing some research on all the stuff that he's just recently found out. During the past week, he hacked into Ivan's financial records and finds transactions implying Ivan hired a hitman for Alex's family. Alex is waiting for a message from Falcon, who's a killer for hire, to confirm who hired him to kill Alex's family. So he's now reaching out to the people who, he knows who killed his family, but he knew that they were hired by somebody. He wanted to know that person, and they just confirm. At midnight, he receives a message confirming it was his uncle that hired them.
Dun, dun, dun.
The one who raised him took him in. Ugh. So similar to Ava, her whole life was a lie. Now Alex is going through the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Over the course of a week, Alex has ousted his uncle as a CEO.
Well, because the plan was, after a certain amount of time, his uncle was going to step down and he was going to take the rightful place as CEO because it is his company.
And he's basically been running it forever anyways.
Yeah, behind the scenes, he's been doing it.
Yeah. He's just been allowing his uncle to
be the face.
Yeah. And so now he does it without his uncle knowing.
Yeah, he gets the board to vote on it and do some things and swaps him out.
Yes. Ivan is pissed. He shows up at his house, but he made pancakes because he knew his uncle was going to come. But he gets a knock on the door. He opens it, and it's Ava. And so he kind of is he wants him in the relationship, but also I want to get you out of here because my uncle's about to show up and I don't want you here for it. But Ivan shows up before Alex can get Ava to leave. So he asks, oh, welcome. Do either of you want anything to drink? Ava's kind of, no, hate it here. I'm mad about things. Ivan asks for some green tea. So Alex goes and makes this green tea for his uncle. Ivan is definitely angry, but does mention the CEO thing, and it surprises Ava. Ava's like, why didn't you tell me? Is this why you've been so busy? And Alex is like, yeah, sure. Which it was partially true.
Yeah.
And then Ivan makes a comment about how he's an old man with lots of cameras everywhere. And Alex realizes he found
the papers.
Yeah, he
in the
found the
library.
papers. He saw it. Ivan drinks his tea and then he leaves. And Alex wonders if he should tell Ava the whole truth. Basically how he engineered a friendship with her and Josh to get himself closer to Michael, who he suspected all these years as the man that killed his family, but he decides against it. So 2 weeks later, after all this, Alex shows up to Ivan's house. He's kind of summoned there. And his uncle is basically saying, you're going to give me back my company. I have something you want. And Alex is like, you couldn't have anything in the world that would make me want to give you back your company. Not at all. You killed my family. I'm working on taking you down. And then he's like, oh, did I say something? I meant someone. And Ava and Bridget are restrained. There's a hired thug. And Alex kind of sees that Ivan's health is deteriorating. He kind of is speaking with a lot of forcefulness. He's losing his hair. There's like a lot. He's definitely aged. Yes, he looks sickly. He's demanding to be reinstated as a CEO and paid $50 million to ensure the girl's safety. Alex puts on this whole show. He's claiming that he faked both the friendship with Josh and his relationship with Ava. All the while, Ava's sitting there. And I think that the uncle is obviously trying to get him to admit it to Ava. Like, you're going to say it now, buddy. And he does, but he comes up with this whole thing. And part of it is true. He only got close to Josh because he wanted to be close to Michael and learn about it. He got invited on Thanksgiving because, it was easy when I started talking about being a poor orphan boy. They invited him over for Thanksgiving when everyone went to bed. He went snooping around the house to learn about the things that Michael did and eventually ruin his business, which is why things had been getting harder and harder and harder for them.
Yeah, he was slowly like breaking down Michael's business.
Yes. Obviously, Ava's heart is breaking. He's mostly telling the truth, except he talks about how he had to use Ava. Now that Josh was gone overseas, I have to use Ava to get closer to Michael. And there was still a little bit more, but all that part was a lie because he does love Ava, even though he's not admitting to it. But he believes that Ava could have a better life without him. He doesn't deserve her. Alex admits then to also poisoning Ivan's tea from 2 weeks ago. He's like, oh, you look like you're dying a little bit. And the doctor must have claimed that it was some disease, but actually it's his poison that I put and I have the antidote. If you want it, let them go. And so now it's like this battle.
Alex has been one step ahead most of the time.
Yes. So at one point, he's distracted, and Ava and Bridget, I think Ava uses her Krav Maga skills and kind of
I think the guard gets distracted for a second.
Well, she hits him and it makes him kind of go off balance, which gives Alex the time to grab the gun out of his whatever.
Well, and
he
Reese
sees
is there.
Reese. Yeah, so Reese kind of sneaks in. So when Ava creates some sort of distraction, the guard who's holding on to them is kind of taken aback. Alex grabs his gun and he's down on the ground and Reese has got him restrained. So Alex shoots Ivan several times and then kills the thug hired to restrain Ava and Bridget as well.
We are in the thick of it.
Thickety thick. And we jump into chapters 36 through the epilogue. After all of the shooting happens, paramedics, police all arrive at the scene. Ava reaches out to Alex for clarification. I don't want to believe this is true. You were just saying those things to throw your uncle off, right? And he regresses and goes back into himself. And Ava is just stunned and cries all the way home. He tells her, no, it wasn't a lie. I don't love you. Go away. Go away now. Why would I ever love you?
He thinks it's to protect her. He's protecting her.
Her bright outlook on life after this point kind of dwindles. And the urge to see the good in everyone, which was why he called her Sunshine, is gone. She's just sad and was like, everyone sucks. Ava leaves and Alex wants to follow her and beg for forgiveness. He feels like leaving her alone is going to keep her safe and his emotions are eating away at him. The only people left at the scene are Alex's cleanup crew posing as policemen and paramedics, and they set the house on fire to cover up Ivan's murder. So it was never any real police officers because she's in her head going okay, he's going to jail. He just straight up murdered his uncle.
Yeah.
He's done. But it was all a ruse. It was all Alex's men. So Josh comes back. He's broken up. Obviously Ava told him what was happening. He punches him over and over again, but Alex never raises a hand against him. He's just sitting there allowing Josh to beat his ass. Josh is angry and hurt, and he believed Alex was his best friend. Josh leaves Alex on the floor of his house. 2 months later, Ava's friends coddle her. She spends most of her days sleeping. Her phone chimes with an email showing her orientation for the WYP program in New York. She is heartbroken. She's filled with anger, puts on a swimsuit, and heads to the college pool. I don't need this man anymore. It's time to get in the water.
I can swim without him.
Exactly. The pool's empty, and Ava faces her fears. She swims alone for an hour. And she smiles and realizes that she can now rely on herself. So she found some self-resilience. 2.5 months have passed, and Alex has worked nonstop. He is avoided due to his foul moods. Ralph visits to tell him that he's retiring and moving to Vermont with his wife, Missy. And they're interrupted by Bridget and her bodyguard, Reese. Reese said he caught a man following Ava, and he revealed that he was hired by Alex. Alex tried to deny it. And the whole time Alex is like, fuck, now another person who's got a mouth on them telling them my schemes.
Yeah. My schemes.
Bridget is convinced that Alex still cares for Ava. She updates Alex and says she's swimming on her own now, but her spark is gone. The Ava, the personality that made her, is gone.
I mean, she went through some stuff.
Well, the biggest thing, though, was thinking that she was in love with someone who loved her back. And he said, surprise,
Just
Johnny.
kidding. All these lustful nights and time spent together and vulnerability were all lies.
Exactly. As Bridget is pushing Alex about his feelings for Ava, he explodes and he insists that Ava is better off without him. Bridget reveals that Ava changed her program location and now she's flying to London. Like, and her flight leaves soon. So if you want to see her, you should get to that airport.
Yeah, like she's leaving like in a few hours.
Yeah. And he admits that he loves Ava and rushes to the airport to catch her flight, but he misses it. 2 weeks later, after moving to London, Ava is loving her life. Alex has resigned as the CEO, and he shows up in London. And he is begging her for forgiveness. He's just like hanging out in front of her school, in front of her apartment.
Like he just pops up everywhere.
Yeah.
And he tells her, like, I'm going to do everything to win you back. I
have nowhere to be.
He's like, I got all the time in the world, all the money in the world. I'm just here. I'm
gonna
here
wait for you
because I love you. And she's like, tough titties, brother. I don't want anything to do with you.
Twisted titties.
Twisted titties, brother. And he follows her to make sure she gets home safe. She leaves him standing outside of her building. And he just stands there staring up, trying to find her room.
Like a sad little dog.
Exactly. And he shows up every single morning to walk her to her fellowship. As the weeks draw on, Alex sends her lavish gifts. And Alex tells her for the first time that he loves her. And she still says, go fuck off. I don't want anything to do with you. And he comes very close to crying.
For the most emotion he's probably shown the whole time.
The fellowship comes to an end, and Ava is attending an art exhibit with her peers. An anonymous buyer purchased all of her art. Anonymous. In a grand display of emotion, Alex gives a speech and performs a song for Ava. And the way they say it makes it sound, it made me think of Step Brothers when they're like, have you ever heard Brendan sing?
Oh, yes, yes.
He sounds like an angel.
Yes.
That's
An angel mixed with Fergie.
Yes. This is because the way they describe it, like, and then Alex sung with such emotion and the beauty of his voice. And I was like, oh my God, it's Brendan. It's a fucking Catalina wine mixer.
He's all boats and hoes.
After he sings, he leaves. She basically wins the event because she sold all of her art. And then he comes back after the end of the event and they reunite. He didn't want to ruin and take away from her and having that event.
He doesn't want to ruin the event and take away from her, but he just got on stage and performed a whole thing where everyone was like, he sounds like an angel. That's amazing. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not trying to take any sort of...
But then
no
he left
pictures,
so she
please.
could have the accolades.
Exactly. No, this isn't about me.
I'll sign autographs later.
So then it goes into the epilogue. Ava and Alex spend Thanksgiving with Ralph and Missy in Vermont. Josh refuses to attend. He hasn't forgiven Alex. Alex is once again the CEO of the Archer Group. And it was so funny. They were just bicker. Like, he doesn't want to love this quaint farm life, but they're like taking walks and doing cozy little small town things. And she's like, this is really nice. And he's like, it's not the city. It's foul. There's dirt on my shoes.
And he's like doing it for her because it's what she wants.
Yeah. And he likes Ralph.
Yeah.
One evening after work, Alex and Ava watch a news report that the Crown Prince Nikolai, which is Bridget's brother, he abdicated the throne to marry a flight attendant. Making Ava's friend Bridget the new heir to the Eldora throne.
Now she's queen.
She's the crown princess.
Yes.
Yeah, so now she's in line to be queen. But she never wanted.
They also make a note that, like, it's clear she's kind of in this relationship with Reese.
Bodyguard?
Yeah, with her bodyguard. And so you could see that there's like, Alex notes they can't be together now because...
Dang forbidden love.
And that was the end of Twisted Love.
The next one, I don't remember, Twisted Games or Twisted. I wonder if it's about Bridget and Reese. That kind of makes sense.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. All right. Well, yes. So that was Twisted Love. So let's get into our ratings of it.
Yes.
As a reminder, we have a 3-shot rating system. 1 shot is I'm not coming back for more. 2 shots is it's good enough for another, but not worth the hangover. And 3 shots is it got me up. Who wants to go? Where's my
I can go. Oh,
Yeah.
you can go.
Okay.
Let's all fight for it. I'll go first.
Wait, no, me.
Don't you dare.
I'm going to give it 1.5 shots.
I'm okay
You're
with
real
it.
pissing me off with your fucking
Rachel
shot.
hates it. I'm okay with it.
No, okay. If I had to choose one or the other, I feel like 1 shot is harsh. 2 shots is maybe a little too much. I didn't dislike the book. I liked it. I think that we got a little lost in the story there for a minute because not us, but the story got a little lost in there because it turned into a lot of lust.
Yeah.
And the smut was good, I guess, but I wanted more of the story in some parts. I'm like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, right.
So I'll give it a 2-shotter because I don't know if I necessarily needed to go back for the other book, but it was good.
Okay, then the other book has nothing to do with them. It's different people in each book of the series.
Which is wild to me. Like, why is it a series? What makes it a series?
They
All
have
the
to be
twisted
connected in
titties.
some way, no?
Well,
That would
that's
make
why
it a
I would
series.
hope if it was the story of Bridget and Reese, and then at the end you kind of get a glimpse of the next, whoever the next is, and they're all kind of tied together.
Yeah.
I'm into that
like
idea.
a Bridgerton situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. But they're all standalone books from what I know.
I teetered, like you, on a 1 or a 2 shot. I did not split it down the middle.
She just teetered, but she did not split it.
I think I'm going to end with a 2. The story was good. Even if they didn't have all of the crazy sex scenes, it was still a good story with some good twists in it. So I will stick with my 2. I did not, their trope of spiciness is not my jam, but it was a good book.
I'm pretty solidly a 1.
Oh, so maybe we all had similar thoughts.
First of all, when we were talking about you giving the author summary,
Oh, yeah.
the reason why I was having a hard time with it is because you humanized the author. And now this is a real person that I'm rating her work on. And it was like, I
feel
didn't
bad.
like it.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. But maybe it's not for me. It's just not for
Yeah.
me. And honestly, it's not that it's not for me because it has all the elements of the books that I like. But I never had a moment where I was like, oh, I really like Alex. Alex deserves love. Alex deserves, right?
you're
Like
right.
I always was like him getting up and singing at this freaking thing as his grand gestures. Like, you're stealing her spotlight. This is her moment. You couldn't have just paid for all of her art or even given somebody the opportunity, give her the opportunity to be successful without you. And then it bothered me. And then there was a couple times where she was, I don't want to go to New York now because he's going to be there. Or there was a lot of times where whenever he got involved, he was screwing with her career. Or when he wasn't letting her make her own decisions and supporting her. It was very controlling. It was very, you don't get to do that. I'm not letting you do that. And end of discussion.
Yeah, I
And
got the
didn't like
controlling
that.
vibes from the very beginning.
From the very beginning. So there was a point, I even make a note, I don't really like Alex, but I do kind of hope that they end up together when he's lying to her and saying, I didn't want anything to do with you. There was a part that I was sad. I want Ava and Alex together because I do think that they make each other better. But I never really liked Alex. So I never got to a point where I was like, ugh.
This
Because she
happy
does
ending needs
start
to happen.
liking, or somebody likes her. There's like a man in her
In her-
program
yes.
in London from Australia that she's vibing with.
Yes.
And he's like, so who's your boyfriend? She's like, not my boyfriend.
Yeah.
But I felt like there could have been something there.
Yeah. I never really got on board with Alex and who he was as a person. And so it was hard for me to root for them. And even when I thought about this book, like I'm like, this cocktail's perfect for it because it's gross and I didn't like it. I felt like the book was written to be smutty just for the sake of being smutty.
Right, because the smut couldn't have been there, or it could have been alluded to,
Yes.
like we've seen in other books, and the story would have been okay.
Yes.
It didn't need it. It wasn't an integral part
Well,
of it.
I feel like almost the opposite. I mean, yes, it wasn't an integral part of it, but it was everything that was written was so that the smut would shine almost.
I see
Right.
what you're
And
saying.
I want the story. And
With like a side
The
of smut.
smut is the bonus,
yes.
but it shouldn't take over the story.
Yeah, I don't want. It's the same reason why I don't watch porn. The porn is not actually good, and there's like no storyline to it. I'm not like, this is a great
Actors aren't-
movie.
Ooh, I love when
Like-
the pizza delivery man comes. What's the guy in that box?
Right? And I felt like this was on that same track where she's roommates with a princess and like
Very Princess Diaries.
yes, and then this guy is a multi-million dollar who's just some parts of it felt really cheesy and I didn't really love the characters, and Ava at times was either very weak or super badass, and it was like
No in between?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I'm not a huge fan of it, and I was sad because it is a very popular series.
Yeah.
So
But I had
Anna,
no
if she
desire
doesn't
to
need
keep
me.
going.
No,
Yeah.
me either.
I didn't either.
neither.
I think that's why
No.
I was teetering between the 1 and the 2. I wasn't sure, and maybe I'm just trying not to be mean to these people
That's
because
what
they're
I mean.
real people.
When you read that, and I'm like, she's a real person. Then I'm about to be like,
Yes.
listen, you suck, but you don't. She doesn't
No,
suck. But
she doesn't.
Just this book wasn't
My thing.
It's not your jam.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, that
There you
was
have it.
There
Twisted
it
Love by
is.
Ana Huang.
Next week, we'll be diving into the book prompt, so keep your eyes out for that. If you had as much fun as we did, make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. We are live every Wednesday.
Yeah, and while you're at it, rate and review us. It helps the other book nerds and the booze lovers find our show. And let's be real, we love reading your feedback almost as much as our books. Almost.
You can keep the conversation going by following us on our social media at Lit on the Rocks Pod on Instagram and TikTok, or on our website, literatureontherocks.com.
Until next time, may your TBR be long and your cocktails be strong. Cheers!
Toodaloo, motherfuckers.
Bye.